What's up, everybody? It's the Anime Squad Podcast, episode 43. My name is Robbie.
And this is David.
And unfortunately, we don't got Omar this week. He'll be back next week. He's preoccupied doing certain things. Of course, before we begin, I just want to let you guys know to like the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you guys want to see more of what we do. And with that, let's get this show on the road. Starting up, we're going to be talking about Kemono Jihen, episode 3. We gave this show a look, gave it a good 3, and we're not keeping it. I might as well explain why. The third episode was great. Honestly, for me, I feel like the third episode was a good hook in terms of, like, you know, the quality and, like, because I felt like it was handled better. You know, you saw, like, what the main group was. We got introduced to the new Kitsune character. I think she's a cool character for what she is, but it wasn't enough to save it for all of us. Omar did also give it a watch on his end, and he wasn't all that too into it. I thought I enjoyed it just fine. I would have been okay, you know, if we kept it or if we didn't. But
I'm curious. You on a design form, I guess, design on the characters. What did you thought about it? You were kind of
character design. I'm still kind of iffy on it. I don't know. I feel like the characters, like they're kid characters, but they're like, you know, they're not like kids. You know, like they're like little adults. You know, which is fine, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like the tone and like kind of what the show is going for is just kind of a little bit all over the place. Not enough to kind of like grasp your attention. I mean, this episode was creative. I liked where this episode was going. Honestly, to me personally, I feel like if the anime started off with this episode and just kind of like continued from there, I feel like I would have been way more invested in it. And I feel like we could have possibly kept this show. But for now, this episode or this anime is a cut from all of us.
I like, for me in general, I enjoy the premise.
Yeah,
I enjoy the characters.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like they're monsters hidden in kids' bodies.
Yeah, I warmed up to it a little bit. That's the thing. Like at first, like the two new characters, I wasn't too all sold on them. Like, you know, was it Akira and the Spider Boy? Again, I'll leave the name right here, but I wasn't too sold on them on the second episode. But then when we got to the third episode, when we got to this one, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed them a little bit more. I like the fact that Kabane, he's still kind of like emotionless, but they play it up more for comedy. You know, when they put his head in the briefcase, I thought that was pretty cool. You know, that was pretty clever. And Kitsune makes for a horrible bodyguard. her whole thing, like where she like just get upset at, like, you know, they were making fun of Inari and stuff. I'm like, oh, that was really fun. But yeah, again, we're not keeping this because unanimously speaking, we're not all on board. And I'm also like, again, I've been warming up to it more. Like I was kind of in the same boat as Omar was on the show. But again, you know, we all need to be into it more, and gotta get some mileage off of what we're watching. And if all of us aren't getting that specific thing, you know, with mileage and stuff, then we can't keep it. So unless you guys, you know, say otherwise, if you guys think that like this is a good fit for us, you know, watching, you know, covering it in the podcast, let us know in the comments.
And even if we don't bring this show back, will bring another show.
Yeah,
we have a show that's gonna introduce.
Yeah,
next week
we do have another show that if you guys haven't noticed, that we haven't really been keeping up with up until now.
Yeah.
So starting next week, we'll be giving you guys a special treat. So stay tuned for that one.
Yeah.
All right, now moving on, we're going to be talking about Suppose a Kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies moved to a starter town. Episode 4. I like the direction where this episode goes. I think the anime fits very well with this type of situation. They turned basically a serious situation from the end of the last episode into a comedy. And I think the way it transitioned was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Marie was just like, "Oh no, help! I gotta get Lloyd," and he just played it for laughs. And Lloyd has no idea. I think the whole idea of him being oblivious to everything, of like all these serious stuff like going on, is just amazing. It's just completely funny. I like the whole thing with Lloyd and like him thinking like the general dude was like drunk off his ass.
No,
I thought that was really fun.
His little story.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. And then like when he meets the king, he's like, help, Lloyd, this creepy pervert is just like stalking me. You know, it's like, oh, come on, man. Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing to yourself? All right, let me help you wipe yourself off. Oh my god, I thought that was great. And overall, it was a fun episode. I liked this episode, I think, more than the third one. The third one I felt like was meandering a little bit in the first half, and then like finally picked up on the second half. This one felt like a lot. This one felt more whole, and where it left off, I think, was great. I think this anime, especially works much better when there's like not a continuous thing going on, at least so far. And yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. What about you, David? What do you think?
The whole what do you call it? The whole the belt girl.
Oh.
Just, just waiting for the main protagonist to just come and rescue him.
Yeah, Selena. I like how.
But the belt just kept protecting him and stuff.
Yeah, I like how I like the explanation that we got off of it too. It's like it's from a legendary beast that can't be harmed. So that's why whenever the grandma or whatever, his guardian, kind of casts his curse, it's like, oh shoot, I can't do anything.
But it's out of love, right?
Oh yeah, of course, out of love.
The belts are out of love. That's the protection.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's why she's still known as the Belt Princess. But it was great. Alright, next anime we're going to be talking about is Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, Episode 3. I love this episode. I feel like this anime, it keeps going. It's really, what I like about this anime is that it's really good at telling us a story of the whole, even though, like, again, this whole thing about reincarnating in another world has been done to death. Like, there's a reason why this is called, like, the grandfather or, like, the father of, like, this type of story. And honestly, a lot of that comes from the fact that Rudy himself, like not the current character, his past life, makes for a great narrator. We constantly get that insight of Rudy giving us his story, giving us like how, what the trauma that he went through and everything. And then we also get to meet like the new character, Sylph, who me and David, you and I, we both knew that this was like a girl. That this was basically a girl. Like we had our doubts, we were thinking like, maybe it is actually just a guy that looks real girly. But I was like, no, I think this is a girl. But for the narrator, the Rudy's past life was just like, no, this is a guy, this is a very Bishonen like looking guy, definitely a dude. until that little mishap happened when it was raining and they gotta dry off, they gotta take a bath. Yeah. Didn't pan out too well. They found out the hard way that Sylph is definitely a girl.
I guess now that we're seeing more of this, we're like getting two stories at the same time.
Yeah.
I guess we're getting his reaction of, oh damn, what did I do?
Right, yeah.
Like how this show, I guess, is tended to see is like him changing how he was back then. Right, yeah. How bad it was for him back then, and now he's gotta rehab himself.
Right, yeah. In a way, world. This second life, this second chance that he's getting is like a rehabilitation for him, because before he would never leave the house. He was absolutely terrified. His PTSD that came from all the constant bullying and everything that was giving to him was upsetting. And I like how that kind of factors in, like his previous life's like attitude and everything factored into the why he.
Well, the only thing that still doesn't leave him is the pervness.
Right? Yeah. That's part of his character.
But I guess for this episode, he didn't think about that at the time.
No, he didn't.
At least with this character in general.
Yeah, because even though like he's obviously because of his reincarnation, like he's acting way more mature than he actually is. Like he's still a kid. Like he's still like developing and growing up like a kid. But obviously because of his past knowledge of his past life, that's giving him a much bigger edge than anybody else around him. Like even when he was talking with his dad and like how he checkmated his dad on that conversation. Yeah. When he's talking about like, oh, I guess I might as well just join with the bullies and just keep bullying my friend. Oh, it's my family. I guess it doesn't care about protecting the weak at all. That was smart. I like how he even mentions like, oh yeah, my past life basically. My past life basically is the reason why I can be able to win in like unwinnable conversations. I could be able to kind of like weasel my way out. That was really cool. All around, like again, like I think you brought this up. I remember you brought this up before, like, David.
I feel with that scene in particular wasn't that like growth yet.
Yeah.
Because he was cheating in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But him interacting with a girl finally changed.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I guess, in his past life he didn't talk to many girls.
No, not at all.
So this was new to him.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it came to the moment, I guess.
Right.
I'm not sure. We'll see what happens later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I think so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all around it was a great episode. There was not much going on in terms of external development, but it was just entertaining. It was an entertaining episode, and
that was cool.
Oh yeah. The parents are great in general. Like this was more of a spotlight for the dad, but yeah. All around just fantastic. All right, next anime we're going to be talking about is Horimiya episode 4. And we get more backstory on Miyamura and like his background. Like I guess not his background, but like his middle school
life.
Yeah, because we get introduced to his friend from middle school, and all around super uncomfortable for him. It wasn't panning out great for him, but hey, he was. I mean, like honestly, I feel like
I'm curious on more of the friend, because he wanted to push the friend away from the girl. What's her name?
Hori.
Hori.
Yeah.
So you try to get Hori away from him most of the time.
Yeah. And just in general, like the fact that pretty much like this is the type of situation, like especially with this episode, is the type of situation where like we all know kind of what's going on with Hori and Miyamura. And that they like each other, but like everybody pretty much knows this. But for whatever reason, they don't know it themselves
until this episode.
Actually, and this is great too, because Hori is just like, oh man, I'm sick in summer.
It got us randomly too. I was like,
yeah,
what?
She gets sick in summer, and then like as Miyamura is taking care of her, she's like, oh yeah, I love you, by the way. I'm also just gonna like get you a drink, I'm also gonna go do some shopping, get some cold medicine. Yeah, nonchalantly, and it's just like, what? Okay, how do I react to that? Do I just ignore what he said?
Yeah, because she was, I guess, pretending to be asleep.
Yeah.
Until he finally left, and then she gave the like, what did I just hear?
Right. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This is definitely it when it comes to like the spotlight for this episode. Like just him just nonchalantly I love you, It's like that was just shower drop, boom, right there. And then on top of the fact that of course Miyamura is more details on his life, on middle school and stuff like that. That was also very welcome too.
And then we get some of the friend, the purple hair dude.
Right, yeah.
More story on him too.
Mm-hmm.
That he was ignoring him, and he was a he was a quiet guy, and like, he's a weird guy.
Yeah,
don't hang out with him, and now look at him.
Right, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, this anime shows growth, and the place where it comes from is like, it feels really real, especially when they were like going to like the student council room. They're like, you know, get some AC going like that. They got that friend group dynamic going on, and it honestly reminds, you know, for both of us, like a lot like high school, like how, you know, you have that clique, you have those group of homies, you know, that you go to school with and you hang out with all the time at lunch. Like that really hits home for us.
But yeah, the episode was pretty entertaining.
It was, yeah. Great episode so far. You know, can't wait to see more what happens. I'm looking forward to that double date that Miyamura's friend planned. I honestly can't wait to see where that goes. All right, now next anime we're going to be talking about is Wonder Egg Priority, episode 3. And this episode is interesting and unique because it doesn't actually talk about new character. It doesn't actually talk about, and by new character, not an egg character, not like somebody from the egg. It's a new character, as in like they actually help out other people just like I does. Just like I and Neiru also helps out too. And her name is Rika. Now, I'm not gonna lie, going in, I actually did not. I think the same thing with you too, David, right? Like, we didn't like Rika that much because she was just not really annoying, but she was very pushy on like everything. Like, she would like immediately just like the first thing kind of pops up where it's like, oh, can I borrow like, you know, some money? Because I don't have to pay for money because I'm beautiful. I'm a junior idol. Oh, let me feel up on your thighs. Oh man, you'd be great for a backup dancer. Oh, I'm at your house. You know, stuff like that. I didn't like her all that much at first, but then like as the episode continued, like a lot of what she went through like made sense. Especially that graphic the detail when she was taking that bath. You know, the razor cuts and stuff like that. I'm like, oh no, she's got problems. They're probably even worse than eyes. Yeah, I mean, overall, I think like the way that the direction that they were going for with introducing Rika, I think worked really well. Because I think that was kind of the whole point, was that she's meant to kind of like be looked at as like, oh man, you don't like her at first, but then like later on, you kind of get her deal. And like even the characters that came from the egg, like the two like the fangirls or whatever, like they were entertaining, but they were obviously not the main point. The main focus of the episode. It was all Rika, and it was kind of sad to also see kind of like why she's fighting, like, you know, why she's doing what she's doing, you know, why she's fighting, is so that she obviously is to, you know, bring back a close friend. But her close friend is, you know, she doesn't really call a friend. She calls it her wallet, you know, her own like fan. That she's like, okay, this is my wallet, you know, it's this fangirl that's like fat and ugly and stuff, and I wouldn't be caught near like being her friend, because she
said it over the whole episode too.
Yeah, she's like, I'm only friends with like good looking people, with like with beautiful people. That's why when she saw Ai's student counselor, school counselor, she was like, oh man, your dad's hot. Oh, it's not your dad? Oh man, he's still really good looking. Like, that's all she obsesses over, is just like looks and stuff. But I feel like all that is just kind of like a facade. Like, it just kind of it's all surface level in what she's talking about, because like later on when they actually do get to like, you know, hatch their eggs, it's not Ai's world that they go into, it's actually Rika's world. But you know, because they say, oh, Rika, whoever's passion is like greater. Yeah, stronger. Who's stronger. That's the world that they manifest.
That we're sleeping together.
Yeah. So they synchronize.
Synchronized.
So because of the fact that they synchronized, that's how they entered the other world. So I thought that was really cool.
That's cool. Now I know how they go into that world.
Right, so they're sleeping. Like this episode, like this anime in general is just very subtle. Like they don't give you all the answers right away, and when they do give you answers, you have to pay attention. Like for instance, like we didn't even know that if the characters in the eggs were actually people that were still alive or if they died.
I guessed it.
Yeah, you did. You guessed that like they were probably already dead. They're just trying to lay it to rest. Yeah. Which is a good hypothesis. But this episode pretty much confirmed that like the fangirls like they died. They committed like group suicide, and that's how they're like, oh, I finally get to see you again, even though we died. So yeah, this pretty much confirmed that like all the characters that hatched from the egg, they already passed away, but they're trying to move on to the afterlife. They're like in this kind of weird purgatory, and like all the other kind of like dream warriors or whatever, they have to help them go through the afterlife. And in a sense, a lot of kind of like the topics that they bring up in general, we didn't mention it before, but it's kind of like reminds us a lot like Persona, or like Persona 5 in particular, where it's just like a lot of inner battles that kind of manifest. So, but in general,
pretty much the bosses are literally
their anxieties. Their thing that's holding them back. Yeah,
it's pretty much like Persona 5.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Which is a great allegory, honestly. Like it's like this anime, like it handles it really well, and this episode is definitely still pulling it up there.
The only thing that's still a mystery to me is the hurting, like when they get hurt.
I think what it is that I think they said it themselves. It's like when you get hurt on the dream world, you don't feel the pain. Like you're pretty much like they say like, oh, you're immortal. I know, you don't feel it.
Didn't the pop star girl get cut, and then in the real world she didn't have a cut at all or didn't bleed?
Which pop star girl?
The girl in general.
Oh, Rika?
Yeah, Rika.
No, they said that like what it was that she got like cut on like her arm cuts. Those weren't from the world.
She got a face cut.
Oh yeah, that was weird. I didn't realize. Yeah, that I realized that before on the last episode. Yeah, it didn't show up on the end of that one. I don't know why. I don't know. So
who knows?
We don't know yet. I mean, there's still a good amount of episodes to go through. Even this one left us on a cliffhanger.
Of course, we're curious on what's the goal. Or, do you know the goal, or we don't know the goal, right?
Well, the goal for them is to bring back their friend.
Their friend, only.
Yeah, is to bring back their friend from the dead. For it's her friend Koito, and then for Rika, it's her fangirl. Okay. Which in this case, we don't even know if Rika herself is alive because she got turned into stone. So we'll see. We'll have to wait till
episode.
Yeah, we'll have to wait till next episode to find out what happens.
That's weird.
Oh yeah.
What a weird ending.
Very weird. Yeah. We'll see. Alright, next anime we're going to be talking about is SK8 the Infinity, episode 4. And this episode, all about our boy, well, our villain. I don't know who he is.
He's a combination. He's 3 combinations.
He's a 3 combination of Dio, Kuhulan, Lancer from Fate, and what's the third guy?
ReZero?
Roswell? Yeah.
It sounds like Roswell.
I mean, like, it's the same voice actor. Takehito Koyasu.
Oh, okay.
It's the same voice actor in general. Like, Dio, Roswell, and Adam, they're all the same voice actor. It's just that Ku doesn't have the same voice actor, but that's just one. But yeah, Adam...
It was his episode.
Adam just absolutely killed it in this episode. This is what a skateboarder should be.
Oh,
I don't care. No, yo, man. Imagine Tony Hawk if he dressed up like him.
And Dio.
Like, he's a straight up, like, he's called himself the Matador, but he has vampire fangs. He has a full suit with really, like, extra, like, oh my goodness, his mask.
He was an extra man.
Absolutely. Like, okay. Obviously, he was facing off against Reki. But come on. Be real here. Did Reki have a chance?
No.
He didn't have a chance. He was toying with him. They were having a race to see if Adam could be able to race against Longa.
It's funny too, because Joe and what was the other
Cherry
guy?
Blossom?
Cherry Blossom wanted skate against him.
Yeah, they were like, we got beef.
Yeah, they wanted to skate him, but like, no.
Nope, it's Reki. He's the one that he wants to kill, pretty much.
No, the reason why he's doing it is so he could race against
Longa,
yeah.
And
that's his main goal.
Yeah, and
I don't know why. He's really attached to that man.
Yeah, and the Reki's like, no, you're gonna face against me. And I mean, to be fair, Reki he put up a good show. You know, he mastered Mia's technique. Well, not really mastered. He was able to pull it off. You know, the whole skating on the side thing and all that.
It was so funny too with Adam, man. He in the beginning, he took out a cigarette, turned it on, smoking it, and he's like, I don't do this at all. Like most of my time when I'm working, but right now I'm free.
And he legit waits. The disrespect, like, oh my goodness, he waits.
At the beginning of the race, I'm like, wow, this guy.
And then, like, as soon as he was like, all right, I can go, he just immediately runs and just chucks his skateboard across, and he just immediately just goes. Oh my god,
he's zipping everywhere, man.
I really wish Omar was around for this episode.
It was so hilarious too, because Reki was skateboarding, and he was like, wait, what? Who's catching up? Wait, what? He's catching up. Everyone but like around him was saying like, oh look, he's getting closer. Like, wait, he's just zipping by, and our boy is just struggling right there.
No,
like,
and the worst thing is he catches up to him and he grabs onto Reki, and then he just like,
he just manhandles him, man. Poor dude. He's like, he looks defeated at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It was a massacre.
Until the last moment where he did his final trick.
Yeah, he did his final trick.
Up the hill.
Up fast. The hill, the hug.
Yeah. Destroyed him there.
Yeah. Oh, Reki did not look great at the end of the episode. Like, it was, But I mean, it was able to sell us that, hey, Adam,
don't mess with him.
Don't mess with him. This guy's legit. Oh my gosh, like, it's so extra. Like, that's the thing, like, you don't expect this kind of thing in a skateboarding anime. Like
it was funny too, also with Shadow and I feel like they're gonna end up being buddies.
Oh yeah, Shadow is great. I like how the constant thing is like, oh, you old man. He's like, I'm only 24. Stop it.
Yeah.
And like his actual, like, his skating outfit and like his real life outfit is just like, the contrast is amazing. I love like the fact that like he's like the nicest guy at the flower shop.
That was funny when he was about to leave and he was yelling and the lady just looks outside and I'm like, no, we're okay. We're fine.
Yeah, no, Shadow's cool, and just all the characters are just cool, man.
Yeah,
like
they're fun.
They're so cool, and
finally we're getting a little bit of character on what's his name?
Reki?
No,
yeah,
the other guy.
Manga?
No.
Adam?
Short dude.
Mia?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mia.
Yeah, he's opening up a little right there.
Yeah, he's joining. He's also being part of the crew, so
yeah.
That's really cool. But yeah, no, we're honestly, again, I'm hoping we get to see more Adam, because that was, again, he was the antagonist, but he was just so cool to see. Can't wait for more of that guy.
The most extra guy.
Absolutely extra. He was just not chewing the scenery wasn't even the right word. He was just absolutely he making a full course meal out of it. It's amazing. Alright, and the next anime we're going to be talking about is Promised Neverland, Season 2, Episode 4. And,
we get the call.
We get the call, and it turns out that Minerva was actually just a fake name that the guy made up.
And this was a recording.
It was actually a recording. It wasn't a real person he was talking to. And he was basically saying, hey, you guys could, if you guys found out, about the shelter, well, you guys can stay here as long as you want, or you can ditch the shelter and just go straight on to the human world. And obviously they're like, hey, we're not.
Wait, the recording itself was older, right?
Yeah, it was old. It was old.
Like,
they never specify like how old it is, but it is mentioned that like, hey, this is an old recording. I don't know. It felt like that was kind of the point. But at least our characters, they had some little relief time. They had some time to just kind of chill and just concentrate and just make life out of their situation for that solid month. I think it was all around. It was nice, but we were really, I don't know why, I was kind of really hoping that we were gonna get a time skip. But
that too.
Yeah, but we didn't end up getting that. The most we got out of this one was just, okay, we gotta skip forward a month basically. So our characters, they're not entirely like out of place with what's going on, but they're not like fully comfortable yet. Like the plants, the vegetable plants that the kids were growing, they didn't get up there. And before you knew it, they got raided.
Yup.
They got raided by humans and machine guns and stuff. So that wasn't fun. But I love how like the kids, like, they were basically, it really reminded me of Home Alone when they were trying to get away from the adults.
I don't think so.
Well, they didn't have like traps set up, but like the way they were outwitting them, like being like little kids.
I think they weren't good at all.
Oh, the adults?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're adults, yeah, but they're not
I felt like they weren't trained at all.
No, they barely have any training, because like the only thing that I feel like the whole thing with the adults, like with the soldiers or whatever, is that they're not actually trained soldiers. Like, they haven't fought in any war. There's no actual like human military. I don't know. That's just my guess, is that they probably don't have any actual like human military or anything like that. They just have random dudes that they just like, okay, here's the machine gun.
I'm curious why they got sent there. What was the whole purpose?
There's still a lot we don't know about. I mean, we're still at least getting like more info and insight on what's going on. I mean, Sanju's info dump from last episode was a lot in terms of kind of what we know. But
because the only thing I got from that is that the guy was surprised.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh damn, kids.
Right. Yeah.
That's all.
And the fact that the huge monster basically made a meal out of all the adults.
Oh, that was towards the end.
Yeah.
The most convenient monster ever.
Very convenient, because they didn't go for any of the kids. It was all about them adults. And then Mom came back.
Well, not come back. She was in prison.
She was in prison, but they gave her a second chance.
We don't know what happened. Well, they told her in her ear, because they told her something in her ear that we didn't hear, right?
No.
As well?
No. Yeah. It was
They told her they'll release her and remove the numbers.
They told her they'd release her, remove her number, and then they whispered in her ear something, and I'm guessing it's something that she kind of likes a lot.
Yeah, she really got hyped for it.
Yeah, because before she was just like, I'm just gonna die. I don't care. I'm gonna die right now. And then now it's like, oh, all right, I'll get all the kids. I'll get them back. So yeah, I mean, things are not looking that great. I mean, thankfully all the kids are still alive, but I feel like they're doing that for a good reason.
I have a feeling that she might change later on. Who knows?
I mean, I feel like a good amount of change already happened to her at the end of last season. Because when they escaped, it looked like she was actually really happy. The fact that they escaped, she's like, oh, you guys did the thing that we wanted to do, but we never got to. I don't know. It's hard to tell right now, obviously, because we're only on episode 4 of the second season, so it's all speculation. We don't even know much about the outside world at all, so who knows?
Yeah, who knows if they would just reject them, right?
Right?
They just have numbers on them.
Very true. Yeah. So we don't know yet. That's wincy.
Yep.
Alright, so next anime we're going to be talking about is Cells at Work Season 2, Episode 4. Now, the reason why we skipped on to Cells at Work Season 2 is because we decided to push back Code Black for a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean just this week. Starting next week, we got some catch-up to do for Code Black, and we decided to just kind of do it by twos. So next week, we're going to be giving you guys 2 whole doses of Cells at Work Code Black until we're fully caught up. But for now, we're going to give that anime a little break, especially since Omar's not here. We'd rather him be part of the group when we do get to just going, full forward with Code Black. But for now, we're just going to stick with Season 2 of the original. And this one is all about them bacteria, the lactic acid bacteria, which looks really adorable, right, David?
No.
Yeah, okay, so I probably mentioned this right now, but if you guys remember from Taisho Samurai, Omar wasn't a big fan of Big Bird, and I think we found David's Big Bird here. David, you love those little guys, right?
Those germs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're little beans, They look adorable, right?
Yeah, they're gone.
Wow, man, no remorse at all. Yeah, okay. So these lactic acids, they're bacteria. The whole plot is that we got an ordinary cell. He just stumbles across. He's like, oh man, everything's so peaceful. Nothing interesting happened.
This cell and this body is so comfortable, and he doesn't want to be comfortable no more.
No, he's just bored.
Yeah.
He wants something new. He wants something interesting. But, he comes across these little guys. They're just going through the river. They're being swept away. He's like, no, I gotta protect them. So he grabs them and he saves them, right? It's like, oh no, but they're germs. They're gonna be killed by the white blood cells, the immune cells. No.
It was funny with him.
It
was funny with the white blood cell.
Oh, when the white blood cell, when they go up to the apartment, he's like,
apartment.
oh no, they have him hostage. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, all around
for this episode in general, it was towards the normal cell.
Yeah, it was toward the ordinary cell for sure. But I mean, white blood cell, he still has a lot. He still has quite a bit of screen time. Again, way more than red blood cell does, which is weird. Like again, she was like the main focus of last season, but now it's like
no, it was more weird with the white cell. I mean, the normal cell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially with this one. Yeah, he's like he's the main focus of this one.
He was the main character. Of this
His faces,
episode.
he got a lot of good mileage off those faces though. Oh my goodness, it felt like I was watching JoJo all over again with his faces. But yeah, it was all about a
lot of JoJo references in this show. I mean, this episode.
Yeah, this episode in particular. Yeah, with the poses and stuff like that.
The punches.
Yeah, the punches. Face. Oh my goodness. Yeah, with the stomach acid and it was great. And again, we got introduced to our mascots, I guess.
Yeah, and then they showed us the new girl, right?
Yes. We saw her before in the first season, but this would be her first spotlight episode. But this episode actually left us off in a cliffhanger for once. Like it wasn't really segmented like the other 2 episodes was, but it actually left off on a cliffhanger. So there's actually going to be a continuation of the story, I guess. So yeah. That's gonna be real cool. And it still has ordinary cell and white blood cell, so that's cool.
Yup.
Can't wait.
Oh yeah, and the signing, I forgot. She was waiting for her paper to get signed.
Oh, red blood cell, yeah. She was like, hey, you're supposed to get your oxygen. You're supposed to sign this off. What are you doing?
Like, she didn't care what was happening. She just wanted to get done with that job.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was cool. All right, now next episode of anime we got is Dragon Quest Dai's Adventure, episode 17.
What an episode.
This one was great. Like it wasn't what I was expecting, honestly. Like this anime, it just throws you like so many cool ideas and just like stuff that you wouldn't expect. Mm-hmm. Like the whole thing with Dai and like I figured it's like, okay, we're gonna have like, confrontations, here and there. I didn't expect like the actual like Dark Lords to be here. Like that was really cool. Like on Dai's side,
more bosses, man.
Yeah, like on Dai's side, you got Nistavarn, you know, and them, and then on Pop and Mom's side, you got Hadler.
Hadler came back.
I was like, oh my god, there was no way. Like, how are you gonna like top this off? And then on top of that, the fact that Hadler apparently got even more stronger from the last fight. I'm like, oh my god, this is not looking too good.
Or we have, what was his name? Flame Blizzard.
Flazard
is up there just chilling.
Flazard's like, why do I have to be here? Like it's not his time. It's not his time at all. This episode, it was all about the other generals, and like the cool thing I liked about okay, so here's the thing, so the end of the episode was real cool and all, right? Mm-hmm. But I have a problem, and it's with the opening. The opening, the last shot of this episode's opening gave it away. They actually changed it where they added in a character with the main, like, you know how like they have Dai, Avon.
I get it.
Yeah, they kind of.
Well, I wasn't paying attention to most of it.
I know. Opening. I tried not to, but I saw it and I'm like,
tend to stay away from watching the opening.
No, it is crazy because like openings, like they usually spoil kind of like what happens, but like, you know, obviously without context. But they don't like add in a spoiler to what you're about to watch.
Well, it
usually.
Depends. It depends.
It depends. So, like most anime don't do that, but unfortunately, Dragon Quest like, no, we're gonna give you guys a little something. And I was like, why? And then we saw it, it's like, oh, that's why. No, why? I mean, it's cool, but like that opening is like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that, anime? Why?
Hey, we got two first, man.
Yeah, but it was cool though. What we did end up getting was amazing, because guess what? Crocodile is still alive. He comes in clutch. I like how we pretty much called him like the Piccolo of Dragon Quest Dai. Because he's a noble character, and like, you know, he has his own like motivations and stuff like that. He was evil, but now he's helping the good guys.
I like how Dai just hops on top of
yeah, it's like crocodile.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah, it's like, my death was heavily exaggerated. And then the scene where Mom is also saved too, because I'm not gonna lie, man. Pop put in work, but obviously it's Hadler. Hadler killed Avon.
Jeez, Hadler's tough.
Oh yeah, Hadler is just an absolute just scumbag.
Oh, he is. What he was doing to Ma?
Yeah, when he was like, "Oh, you love this woman? Oh, shoot!"
At the same time in the episode, I was like, "No, don't say that, man. You're saying stuff like that to a villain. You know what they're gonna do."
Yeah, it's like because what Pop said wasn't smart. He was like, "Hey, you know what? I don't care what you do to me. Just don't hurt her." It's like, "Oh, you're in love with her? Okay, then I'm gonna toss her into the ice tower. All right,
impel her."
The ice pillar, yeah, and then
just to impel her so you could see it with your own eyes.
Yeah, but thankfully, you know, the ice tower fell, and guess who catches her?
Another guy that died.
It's Hyunkel. He actually survived. And honestly, like this matchup, because obviously they didn't get to fight, you know, until next episode they're gonna fight. But this matchup makes a lot of sense, and it's because of the fact that Avon wasn't the one that killed Hyunkel's dad. It's actually Hadler that did it. So the fact that we finally get to see that in motion in the next episode,
I'm curious how all this is gonna end up.
I know, dude, same here. I'm super duper excited to see what's gonna happen, so honestly cannot wait. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright, next time we're going to be talking about is ReZero Season 2 Part 2 Episode 4. And this one's all about Emilia's backstory. Not a single Subaru in sight. Actually, no, a little bit.
Because we're inside the, what is it called?
The
trial?
The trial, yeah. We're doing the trial.
We're still in the trial.
And for once, we get to finally see what Emilia's trial is actually like from her perspective. And, you know, a lot of it has to do with the fact that Echidna is also helping out as well. Yeah. That's something that's...
to her memories, I guess.
Yeah, and that's something that I did not imagine we'd see, is, like, Echidna actually interacting with somebody that wasn't Subaru or the other witches. That's really cool.
Hey man, both of them are witches.
Yep, that's true.
Makes sense.
And it was really cool seeing like little Emilia with her fat chubby cheeks and everything, and with her mom Fortuna, like not really her mom but her aunt, and also a special someone that we haven't seen in the whole season because he got killed off.
They killed him.
It was Beetlejuice.
That's not his name.
It's just Juice.
Yeah.
Yep. And he's not crazy because in this backstory he's actually like a traveling monk that's just happened to live a long time. And I like it, honestly. Like I like the fact that we get some connections between Emilia and like these characters that we thought.
I was confused at first, but then they explained the mom.
Yeah.
What was her?
Fortuna.
Fortuna mom.
Yeah.
Or mother.
Her aunt. Her auntie. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
Mother
it's
Fortuna.
Her
yeah. Mother Fortuna. Yeah.
But it's pretty much her aunt.
Yeah.
But she calls her mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I found it like confusing. I was like, wait, what? And then the explanation came in, and then I'm like, okay. Makes sense.
Like I'm your father's younger sister. Yeah. So that was really cool. And also, like, that reminds me, did Emilia ever meet up with Beetlejuice before? They never met, I don't think, right? Or they were really close to meeting.
They did. No. She heard about what happened. And for, I think, season 1, and she cried.
Right.
I think so.
But, like,
we didn't get the reason why.
And, like, we didn't... And, like, obviously, a lot of it has to do with the fact that she suppressed her memories.
Yeah.
From before she woke. Because, like, they pretty much started off the episode where, like, Puck found her, but she doesn't remember anything. So, in a lot of ways, like, I feel like her situation is kind of like Aang from Avatar. Or, like, he's just kind of like where he was frozen for, like, 100 years kind of thing. That's my guess, anyway. With Emilia. Because that's pretty much what they were alluding to. And it was a pretty cool backstory for what it was. The fact that she's able to communicate with spirits, that's kind of cool.
The main trial is pretty much just remembering everything, right? Yeah,
it's pretty much facing your past and not rejecting it. It was the same thing that happened with Subaru and Garfield. They, especially with Garfield, because he's been putting this off for like a good decade for him. But with Emilia, like it took her also a couple tries too, which is kind of crazy. Like,
no, she probably got him before, but those failed attempts. Subaru had to.
And if you think about it, like it kind of shows you how much stronger Subaru is, because of the fact like with his trial, it only took him one try.
No, and the craziest thing is that they also showed the reason why Subaru loves her or like stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He was writing stuff on the
motivation
trials.
Stuff. Yeah,
he was writing it on the trials location.
Right. Yeah. Like Subaru, he's putting on some work.
It was funny, the conversation. They were all buddies.
Mm-hmm. Oh
when
yeah.
They were outside the
Subaru
building.
And Garfield. Yeah.
They were all friends right there at that point.
That was funny. Hey, but David, I think there's, if there's anything you liked, I feel like you liked about this episode, is the fact that the sanctuary was barely mentioned this episode, right?
We haven't had a restart. That's a big issue I had. We haven't had a restart for a while now.
Oh, I remember that on the first part of the second season. You're like, "Hey, where's the restarts?" And then all of a sudden, restarts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, this one I feel like is like
we're
the
finally
answer.
Progressing.
Yeah. But yeah, and I mean, all around it was really cool. And then like at the end when they showed off the greed, that one, we were finally like, hey, where was this guy all this time?
Oh yeah.
It's like.
Basically, those characters that came out in the beginning of the
they ate Rem's the memory of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she was
that group.
Yeah, like we hadn't seen them at all. But here they are.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
I mean, I'm honestly invested on Emilia's backstory.
Maybe that's how she lost her memories.
Oh, because of what happened? Oh, that's true. Maybe. We don't know yet. I didn't think of that.
Ate my memories too.
Ate my memories. Oh no. Alright, and now the next anime we're going to be talking about is Attack on Titan, Final Season, Episode 7. Now,
what an episode.
Oh my goodness, this episode was just taking things to a new height. 2
episodes.
No, we saw 2 episodes, yeah. We saw episode 7 and episode 8, because the 8th episode dropped recently. And oh my goodness, so episode 7 was just a huge L on Marley's part, because they were just getting wrecked on their end. Like, Eren was just putting in work after work on top of the Warhammer Titan. Like, obviously, you know, with the fact that that Willie's sister encased herself in crystal, like, you know, that's gonna be an issue. Because Annie did the same thing back in Paradise Island, so what are they gonna do? Alright, well, I got some brainstorming ideas. All while everybody on Paradise Island is just wrecking everybody, and it's like, it was just so cathartic to see. Like, I've read this part of the manga, so, like, I kinda knew where this was going. But what did you think, David? Like, what was your reaction as, like, you know, not knowing anything about this, you know, watching this for the first time?
Well, Eren was just playing it smart. He was playing it as a tactician, man.
Oh, yeah. You can tell, like, where his experience, like, you know, all those years that, like, he's just been, like, getting captured or losing. Like, this is all for this moment right here.
Yep.
When Armin, like, transformed at the pier. Oh, my God.
When he nuked the place.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, damn.
God.
Then came out of the Colossal Titan, too, just to see everything.
Did you feel bad for Galliard? When Eren, like, basically gave him, like, PTSD for all that he did?
That scene. Yeah.
That was a massacre on his part right there, right? Like, he's getting wrecked. The Warhammer Titan is getting attacked, and he can't do anything. He gets his arms and legs ripped off and is used as a goddamn nutcracker.
Oh, he uses his jaw to break
to break the crystal. Oh man.
And then he drinks the whole. Oh, he smoothie drinks the girl.
Yeah, Willie's sister. Yeah.
I was like, damn, what a savage.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Eren was not playing around at all. I mean, for good reason. I mean, after everything that happened with him, I mean, like, yeah.
He's pretty powerful, too, because he managed to get out of the Titan, like, twice.
I mean, if you think about it, he has 3 Titans now. Yeah. He has his Attack Titan that he's been having, the Founding Titan, which he didn't even know he had, and now he has the Warhammer Titan. The dude's pretty much unstoppable.
Yeah, but I guess beforehand, he would always just come out of his Titan, and then that would be it for the time being, you know?
Yeah.
And now he could just pop one out, pop another one.
Yep.
I was like, damn.
My dude's grown. But, you know, unfortunately, Reiner, he's regressed a lot. Like, the dude literally just wants to die. But thankfully...
Yeah, they lived.
But thankfully, the call of Gabby and Falco resurrected his soul, his ignition. Be like, you know what? One more time. I'm gonna teach this guy something. And then they fight. Oh my goodness, it was... I mean, like, I feel like at this point, this was like... How many times has Eren and Reiner fought at this point?
I'm not sure.
It's like a good number, right? Like, good, like, 5 times now?
I think so.
Like, I feel like the whole attack, like, the whole combat thing, you know, between Eren and Reiner is just, like, they're just going at it. You know, thankfully, I mean, depending on where your stance is, Galliard was not drank up. You know, he wasn't eaten.
Mm-hmm.
It was about to be. But, you know, Reiner was able to help him out. Just distract him, you know, just attacking him and stuff like that. And, you know, when things weren't going that great, because obviously Marley still had their, you know, were still able to mobilize and stuff. They had to get out of Dodge, and, you know, they got their blimp and everything like that, and they were able to go. But unfortunately, we had a couple stowaways, right?
We we got Zeke over here.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. I mean, like, Zeke, he's not the greatest when it comes to he's horrible for a reason.
Yeah.
But man, it just shows to like just how much of a great villain that Zeke can be, and all that. But I think the real MVP in terms of, I mean, okay, so the thing about Gabby is that it's understandable where she's coming from, because in this case she's a lot like Eren when Reiner and his crew first attacked Paradise Island.
I don't know. For me, I don't compare like that. I just see it like, oh, they're attacking our land. You know?
Yeah, so we gotta stop them. Like,
and Falco kind of knows what happened already since he saw the conversation. That's why That's why he tried to stop her, but she kept going.
She kept going.
The pride of being a
Marleyan soldier. Yeah. That got to her, and so she stowed away. She took that shot. Yeah, and unfortunately, the person that got shot was Sasha. Sasha was fatally wounded.
And the thing that was, I was like, oh my god, it was gonna happen. Is when what was it? Connie said, "Oh, look, all of us, as long as all three of us are together,
my god, yeah,
we're living."
That's the dead giveaway right there.
I was like, damn. Why would you say?
Of course, it had to be Sasha too, because like I feel like, you know, some part of me kind of thinks that if Sasha wasn't as popular as she was.
Yeah, because no one would care about Jean,
yeah. No one would have cared about him
as much
as like Sasha. But the thing is like they have their own level of growth. Like Sasha, even if you put her popularity past her, like she's done so much throughout the series. Like even as like a non-main character, yeah, she's put in work. Like she put in like a ton of work, like and then just getting like everything, you know, good and all that stuff. So it's kind of crazy, just like how like that death happened. And I do understand where a lot of people are coming from. It's like, oh, you know, she's, you know, Gabby sucks. It's like, you know, it's all about perspective, honestly. But you know, I'm just saying, can't wait, because now that the whole attack on Marley is done, we get to finally see more of what happens afterward, you know?
Yeah, because their eyes, man, when they saw Zeke right there and explaining everything to Falco and
Gabby,
when he said, "Oh, this was a miscalculation."
I was
like, "Damn, they're miscalculations."
I know, yeah. Zeke is a piece of shit. You know, that part's not gonna change.
If anything, I think he's the biggest asshole of them all.
Oh yeah,
this f***ing asshole.
But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens next week.
Yeah.
Alright, the last anime we're going to be talking about is, of course, Jujutsu Kaisen episode 16. Now, obviously we have the Todo versus Yuji fight, but we're going to put that on hold for a little bit because this episode proudly has the fight between Panda versus Mechamaru. The two non-human characters, and this one was a blast. This one was just absolutely great. I mean, we got to see more character development out of Panda, and Panda is just a favorite of ours.
Oh, we got two kind of stories in a way.
Yeah, we got the story between Panda and like kind of how Yaga kind of like created him and everything, and then we also have the story of Mechamaru and how he's not actually a
mech.
He's not actually a mech.
He's a puppet.
He's a puppet. Yeah, he's actually a puppet. It honestly reminds me of like Sasori from Naruto. How like he's kind of like a puppet. He uses puppet ninjutsu, and then this one is like he has like an outer kind of body that he can use. And yeah, it's the fight itself was phenomenal. Like it was, as always, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen, I think is it can nail these kinds of fights and stuff real well. And the whole fight between Panda, like the transformations and stuff like that, I was just like...
He's not a panda.
No, he's not a panda. That's the thing he says, like, I'm not a panda. Because he has a brother and a sister that also lives in his body.
Yeah.
And then he could be able to transform. I was just thinking, like, oh my god, this is like a Dragon Ball Z villain. But instead of a villain, he's a good guy. And I was thinking, like, man, this is great.
Wait, what's his sister?
They didn't say.
They didn't say.
They didn't say because his sister's shy.
Yeah, she was like a little ball, green ball.
Yeah. We don't know anything about the sister yet.
Yeah,
so we don't know anything about that. But
so he uses the brother.
The brother who is a gorilla.
A gorilla.
I mean, come on. Can you even pick two awesome animals? You got a panda.
He was a cool looking.
Yeah, it was like a hybrid.
Gorilla.
It was like a hybrid. Yeah. He had like the arms and legs of a gorilla, and like his panda form is just like buff.
Damn, he was powerful, man. Once he transformed to that, I was like, damn, it's over for Mr. Puppet Man.
Oh yeah, and it was like when Mechamaru
was trying to outwit him, but he was like, nope.
Yeah, when he was trying to go for like his thing.
He did a DBZ moment. Is it what was it from Super or from the movie where he
Broly?
Where Frieza shoots Goku and he gets
yeah. That's true. Yeah.
That's the moment I was like, oh damn, he ain't dead though. Come on,
nope.
Man. He ain't dead.
No, but I mean, like in general, that fight was great. I mean, he absolutely obliterated Mechamaru.
Hey, he was cool too.
Yeah.
His little transformations, his blades. And
yeah. The sword and like they were both putting in work. Like they both were just great spectacles to see.
His Genos beam.
That was like destroying forests and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. No, they were both putting in work. And especially like when they were comparing like their ranks and stuff like that, and like Panda is actually like third and he's like semi-first. I'm like, holy shit, that's wild. Yeah, all around it was great, and this isn't like, it's weird. So this is like a tournament arc kind of, but it's like it's not really a tournament arc. Like it's kind of like, oh, just kill Yuji, before anything. But yeah, it's just great. All around, it's just a lot of fun.
Well, first it was with the girls too. But
yeah,
it was just a conversation with them too.
With Nobara and the witch. Yeah. I mean, just in general, it was just a lot of fun. Again, this was definitely like a Panda and Mechamaru spotlight, if anything. And
I feel like we're gonna have more episodes like
we
this.
are. I think that's kind of like what this
it's gonna be.
This half is gonna be more of.
We're gonna get like little pieces of Yuji and what is the buff dude's name?
Toto.
We're gonna have them spar again.
I can't wait. Beginning. I cannot wait because like so far, like even like the first couple of minutes we saw where they were doing that, I was like, I'm all in. I'm on board with this.
we're gonna continue having that in the beginning while the rest of them are gonna have. This is my what do you call it?
Your interpretation.
This is what I think is gonna happen in the next few episodes. We're gonna have more fighting with other ones, but we'll have like 10 minutes or 8 minutes of them.
Yeah,
a little bit of them.
Yeah, and that's what we're waiting for, man. Can't wait. All right, and with that being said, we move on to our news. Go on to, I guess, first off, our only anime news, actually, is Goblin Slayer Season 2 announcement. So, in terms of where we side on the camp for Goblin Slayer, we enjoyed Goblin Slayer. The anime, in general, is just a lot of fun. It's dark, for obvious reasons. The goblins, they some nasty dudes. They're not great, but when we see, but that's what makes it so much more satisfying when we see the Slayer just beat the crud out of them, and that's what we're here for. Season 2 is coming out. Now, here's the thing though, they had a movie recently, right?
Yeah.
Goblin Slayer, and that was that was a continuation of the story, right? I think.
No, it was a side story.
It was a side story. Yeah. Okay. Because I was thinking of like watching that one just to gain more context. I'm probably gonna watch it still. But yeah, no, Season 2, from what I hear, is apparently going to go super close to where the novel's at. It's even going to go past the manga from what I hear. So that's gonna be really exciting. I can't wait because it was a good favorite of ours even when it was coming out. So can't wait for that.
Yup. Can't wait.
Yep. And now we move on to our game news. This one is just worth talking about because GameStop.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows about this one. The GameStop stock scenario going on between Wall Street and like a whole bunch of Redditors, and it's so interesting to see Wall Street just like freak out about something like this, about GameStop of all things.
It pretty much hurt them, man.
Oh yeah, they got hurt real bad because it's like the stocks that they lost off of GameStop was just insane.
Well, that were betting it to like completely go down, you know. Like,
yeah,
it's over, you know. It's done for them. They're done.
Yeah.
But here comes these Redditors, Wall Street bets.
Yeah.
They're like, no. They ended up putting money onto GameStop.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Like it's just so random. Like 2021 is just a year that just keeps giving it. In a lot of ways, it feels like a sequel to last year because like it's just like weird shenanigans like these is kind of like what makes our day.
And it's still going, man.
Oh yeah. This battle is still going through.
It goes up and down stocks on them. Just keep going up, and not only GameStop but also AMC and BlackBerry too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like these companies that like you think would just like tank in businesses are just like, oh well, I guess they're coming back.
Yeah, they're putting money into the stocks again.
So,
it's insane, man. Even though, like, to tell you the truth, GameStop is like, it's a place to go to. And the game store in general is like usually you don't go there no more.
Yeah, GameStop.
Everything's digital now.
Everything is digital, right? And then like you can even go to like any regular store to just buy games. Like you could go to Target, you can go to Walmart.
But the usual in general, like I feel like the people in general are more into digital now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We're in the digital age.
I mean, especially if you only just play PC games. I mean, like you just buy it. You buy everything pretty much on Steam or Epic. Like, there's no reason to buy anything digital physical. I mean.
I'm still a physical guy, but you know, I feel like the age is going down little by little.
Yeah, it's catching up. You know, there's nothing more we can do, but we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I'm kind of excited to see where this whole thing leads.
The shenanigans of them still continuing this.
Yeah. Who knows? There might be some interesting road bumps ahead. So we'll see. All right. Next bit of info we're gonna talk about is King of Fighters 15 releases a new trailer for Benimaru. Benimaru is a fan favorite. I mean, it was kind of obvious that he's gonna come back for KOF 15, but. Interestingly, what I found interesting was the fact that they redesigned him. He kind of has a more Chinese aesthetic going on. I think they pretty much confirmed that like this team right here is Team China, right? Like
no, Team Hero.
Team Hero. Well, it's a hero team, yeah, because Shune is the protagonist. Well, this isn't actually the first time that Benimaru sided with a team that wasn't Kyo. Or anything like that. It's mainly because of the fact that I think it was King of Fighters 99. I think he was in the same team as K-Dash when K-Dash was the protagonist of the Ness arc. But now that this one is past the whole Ash Crimson thing, this one now perfectly cements Shune, good old high school wearing cape wearing. Headphone wearing dude as the protagonist.
Your favorite OC.
Your favorite OC, and guess who's backing him up? It's good old Benimaru. So I mean, honestly, can't wait to see where we're like, in terms of like more trailers and stuff. I mean, based off of his gameplay, he seems pretty much the same. There's nothing really different. He still has his dive kick. He still has his Raijinken and Raikoken. Like he still has all those good moves that you know and love from his normal moveset.
You think we're gonna get more like new characters?
I think a few. I think KOF 14 had a. I think 14 had a good had a good idea as to kind of like what new characters to bring. Personally, I want characters from KOF 13 again, like KOF 12 and 13, because like those characters were great. Yeah, in general, I kind of want those characters back, but I'm open for new characters. I'm open to see like what SNK has to offer, and just can't wait to see what new characters we have. I didn't see. Obviously, the mainstays are gonna come back. You're gonna have your Terry. You're gonna have Leona and Ralph and them, and Athena. They're gonna be here, but I want to see kind of what characters that they think is kind of fit to come back. We'll see. All right, next bit of info we're going to be talking about is Resident Evil 4 remake news. Capcom Division 1 takes over for the development of Resident Evil 4 remake. And honestly, I think it's for the best. I think it's a good idea to have Capcom be the forefronting developers for their game because...
Yeah, because the remake for the remake, I guess the third remake wasn't that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the second one's still the better one, the better version. Because the third one felt short.
Yeah,
in general.
And I mean, like, if there's anything to go off of, the second game, they didn't need help. They had help with the third game because I think they had like other projects and stuff that they were busy on. Yeah, they had other stuff. Because 2020 was a hell of a banger year for Capcom. Like they were doing a whole bunch of stuff, and like RE3 was just happened to be like one of the things that they were like, hey, we're gonna release this.
Yeah, but it kind of sucks that now it got pushed back now. In a way. So now, but in a good way too. So I mean,
fine. RE4 was revolutionary in terms of its gameplay. From back then.
To me, it's my number one game.
Yeah. I mean, for a lot of people too. Like a lot of people consider this like one of their favorite games of all time, if not, in their top 5. Like it's a revolutionary game. Like it's really well beloved. So honestly, Capcom taking some extra precautions with this game is very, very well warranted because you don't want to mess up a remake of RE4. No. Like any other Resident Evil game, like 3, 5, 6, like okay, you do whatever. But 4 is where it's at. No. Don't mess this one up, Capcom. All right, and then the last bit of news we're going to be talking about is Roger Craig Smith retires from voicing Sonic. Now, it's kind of weird. It's kind of interesting because, like, last week we brought up the retirement of a Nintendo designer, and now we're bringing up a retirement, or I guess the stepping down of a voice actor voicing a Sega character, Sonic.
Yeah.
It's
crazy that
he's been crazy
voicing him for 10 years.
It's really crazy because it's like Roger Craig Smith, while for a while, I mean, I was thinking like, man, Jason Griffith, like that voice, like, like you're too slow, that voice, it was just kind of like, that voice is like, yeah, you got him. But Roger Craig Smith, I feel like fit the role in ways that Jason Griffith and, man, I hate to say this, Ryan Drummond didn't fit. Like, he was the iconic Sonic character for a good while. Like, you heard, like, when I first heard him in, like, Sonic Colors and stuff, I'm like, yeah, he fits as Sonic. And now it's like, it's just so weird that, like, that official voice actor that's been voicing him for so long is just no longer here anymore. I hope that, like, with who they pick as, like, the main voice character for Sonic,
the same, like, similar kind of speech or speech
I mean, I don't mind if it's the same speech. I mean, they can do whatever as long as it fits. That's what I care about. As long as it fits. If they think that they want to go for a different take of Sonic, like maybe bring like Jaleel White or something like that, or like his type of character to voice him, I'm cool. I'm open to anything that they bring out in their table. But I'm gonna miss Roger Craig Smith. The dude was in so many different Sonic projects, starting from Sonic Colors, Sonic Lost World, Sonic Generation, Forces, Sonic Boom, the cartoon also. Like, it was a great ride. I mean, while a lot of them while a bunch of them weren't the best for obvious reasons, gameplay wise, I think Roger Craig Smith fit him as the character. I don't think there's a single game that I can think of where I'm like, oh, his performance sucked, as Sonic. I think it was. I wouldn't say it was a great send off. Okay, so what was his last role? It was what was it? Wreck-It Ralph 2?
I think so. Well, his last game, I guess.
His last game was Sonic Forces. So that was... I wish I could say that
Lego Dimensions.
Yeah, I kind of wish that we could say that, hey, he left off with a bang, Ryan Drummond, his last game was Sonic Heroes. And, I guess, that game is, pretty controversial in terms of, oh, is this actually, a good Sonic game? I think it was a great Sonic game. But, hey... I hope Sega can find a good voice actor to replace the man, because I'm going to miss him.
Nope.
Alright, and that concludes this week's episode of the Anime Squad podcast. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys want to check us out more, and share to all your friends. And with that, my name is Robbie.
And this is David.
And we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Later.